Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, hope you all are well. I am Mr. Altaf Rahman. Welcome to my online class. Here you can see a picture where I want to see you the exchange of gases in the human body, oxygen and carbon dioxide gases, and this topic is very important for exam. Fifth chapter, human physiology, respiratory process and respiration. Today I will discuss about the exchange of gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide in the alveolus and the role of respiratory pigment in this process. Let's start. Transportation of gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide. I have already told that the main respiratory organ of human is lung, and the unit structure of lung is alveolus. Alveolus is a structural and functional unit of lungs, which is very teeny bubble-like air sac and forms the gaseous exchange surface. Here you are seeing the alveolus. Transportation of gases. Overview. When we inhale oxygen, it enters into the lungs from the environment, then diffuses into the blood, from the alveolus and transport to reach the heart. After that, oxygen is carried by blood into the cell, where it diffuses into the cell and participate in the cellular respiration process. We know that with the cell, the glucose is oxidized by the oxygen and form energy rich ATP, carbon dioxide and water, where we use the ATP for our daily needs, and the carbon dioxide comes out from the cell and transported in the blood, transported by blood and reaches into the heart. After that, carbon dioxide is carried by blood from the heart into the alveolus by diffusion. Finally, from the alveolus or from the lung, the carbon dioxide gas comes out from the body by our respiratory tract or by nose. Now, transportation of oxygen. Oxygen is carried in the blood from the alveolus to the cell in different two ways. One is as physical solution and another is as chemical compound, forming chemical compound. First one, as physical solution. Very small amount of oxygen dissolve with the liquid of plasma and enter into the tissue cell for cellular respiration. By this process, very small amount of oxygen is transported. That's why it does not play a role to supply oxygen in the tissue cells. As chemical compound, most of the oxygen is transported as chemical compound, where oxygen combine with the hemoglobin of the red blood cells and forms HbO2 oxyhemoglobin. After that, by dissociation, the only oxygen can enter into the cell for cellular respiration process. Approximately 19 millimeters of oxygen is transmitted per 100 millimeters of blood. The combination of oxygen with hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin occur under conditions when the concentration of oxygen is high. When the concentration of oxygen is low, as in the capillaries of metabolic active tissue, the bond holding oxygen to hemoglobin become unstable and oxygen is released. Transportation of carbon dioxide. We know that carbon dioxide is the product of cellular respiration process. After that, the carbon dioxide comes out from the cell and transported through the red blood cells and finally goes into the lungs for purification. Carbon dioxide is transported in the blood from the cell to the alveolus in different two ways. One is as physical solution and another is as chemical compound. Where by as chemical compound it also transport as carbaminic compound and as bicarbonate compound. First, as physical solution. One part of carbon dioxide combined with the liquid of plasma and form carbonic acid with the help of carbonic anhydrase enzyme. Very small amount of carbon dioxide dissolves with the liquid of plasma to form carbonic acid. As chemical compound, carbon dioxide is carried as chemical compound by blood in two different ways. As carbaminic compound about 10% and as bicarbonate compound about 85% is transported. As carbaminic compound, it transported by the combine with the hemoglobin and also combine with the plasma protein. Carbon dioxide, one part of carbon dioxide combined with the hemoglobin of the red blood cells and forms carbaminohemoglobin, HVNHCOOH, carbaminohemoglobin, and some part of carbon dioxide directly combines with the plasma protein and is carried as carbaminoprotein PRNHCOOH. One part of the carbon dioxide enters into the red blood cells directly and combines with the amino group of the hemoglobin and is carried as aminohemoglobin. And by this process, the respiratory pigment plays a great role in the respiration process. In the next class, I will discuss about the ventilation mechanism and the ventilation control in human. So that's all about. Thank you all for watching this video.